And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome everybody to the stream. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the hidden CS2 investments that nobody's really talking about and give you guys some different alternative strategies. If you're here, you're probably here because you want to make money, but you don't want to go with the herd. You don't want to follow what everyone is doing, what you're hearing on the internet. So, here is what we're going to do. Throughout the next couple of minutes, we're going to list a bunch of different items and strategies on how to make money. So if you find value from this content, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. Hidden CS2 investments. When I think of hidden CS2 investments, I usually think of one of two things. I either think of items that no one knows about, or very few people know about. More collector's items, smaller niche and market, but rare and desirable for some. Not for all, but for some. So this will go against your traditional type of investments where you buy, the most popular liquid case. Generally speaking, these investments will not fall into that category. So here's what we'll do. Let's get started. Let's talk about some of these items. Number one on my list, ladies and gentlemen, is, believe it or not, elemental stickers. Now, hold on a minute. I've been, pounding the table on elemental stickers for the past several weeks and months now. But hear me out. Not every elemental sticker is the same. Most people are talking, when they talk about elemental stickers, they talk about the high heat. They talk about the bolt charge, or this winding scorched, or some of the lenticulars, some of the more expensive, flashier types of stickers. But nobody's talking about some of the cheaper ones, some of these bolt energies, some of these hot rod heats, for example. People always talk about the fancy ones, but they never talk about the old ones. So what I'm planning on doing is taking a look at the elemental stickers and making a game plan. So let's see here. So let's see. Let's for example pick one of these stickers. Let's actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go on this website here and I'm gonna filter them out based off of, let's see here, elemental sticker crafts. Here we go. I'm gonna filter them based off of price. Let's see how I can filter them by price. Is there a way to filter them by price? 13 cents, 21 cents. I'm gonna look for the cheapest one possible. The Hydro Geyser. Apparently that's 6 pennies. The Boom Blast, only 2 pennies. So I'm going to prioritize the cheaper ones. I'm going to prioritize Boom Detonation. I'm going to prioritize Boom Epicenter. I'm going to prioritize Hydro Geyser. So Hydro Geyser, I think it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to actually put this on my list. And I'm going to say prioritize price over over demand. Because there's two strategies that you guys can do when it comes to sticker. There are two strategies, if I can spell strategies. There are two strategies for elemental sticker investing. And I think both strategies will work, but I think if you mix the two, or if you pick one over the other, you'll still make money, but let's hear the other side. So one strategy is demand-based. So the first strategy is demand-based. Basically, that means, demand based on application rates, right? Application rates. How many crafts are made using that sticker. That's one strategy. But the second strategy that I think you guys should consider is based off of price theory. It's based off price theory where you pick the cheapest one or ones and you get them for the lowest price possible. So instead of going after the ones that are high demand, that are usually more expensive, the demand ones are technically or typically more expensive, you go after the prices and you pick the ones that are the cheapest on the markets. And what you do with that is you try to get them for even cheaper. So what you do is you prioritize price over demand, go after the cheapest ones, go after the best looking ones that are the cheapest. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be best looking, but, you know, what you could do is you could just buy all of the cheap ones and just have, like, a mix, or you can, you know, pick, like, hand select the best ones that look to you the best. But you go after the cheapest ones, and you buy them for, basically below market value. So, for example, let's take a look at this Hydro Geyser. Let me actually copy it and paste it here in as an example for you guys. The Hydro Geyser, if you look at it on Steam, is probably one of the cheaper ones you can purchase from Elemental Stickers. It's currently 12 cents on the Steam market. You could have gotten it for 8 cents. Shout out to you guys that, you know, picked them up at 8 pennies. That is a steal. You know, since then it has gone up to 12, and, you know, we may start bouncing higher. So the people that bought at 8 cents at very, very cheap prices on a sticker that not a lot of people really know or care about at the moment, like, that's fine. That's amazing. You're getting in at such a low rate compared to some of the more high-flying names. So that's what you want to do. You want to set buy orders at below market prices. So I guess if you were to do it today, you could probably set it for like 10 cents or 9 cents, 8 cents, and just be patient with it. It's probably not going to hit immediately, but that's why you do it for every sticker. You do it for not just the Hydro Geyser, you do it for the Bolt Energy, you do it for the Boom Blast, you do it for the Boom Epicenter, you do it for the Boom Detonation, you do it for these lower tier ones that nobody really cares or talks about, and you just buy them based solely on their price, on how cheap they are relative to the others. Because I'll tell you what, chat, these two will rise with the collection. And they will rise substantially because they are very cheap. So going from 6 cents to 10 cents to 12 cents to 18 cents is a 2-3x. As opposed to something more expensive like, I don't know, like a Bolt charge that needs to go to $8, needs to go to $12, $16, needs to go to $20 for you to see a really, really good return. So this is one strategy on items that hidden investments that nobody's really talking about. Don't just go after the high-flying, demand-based stickers. Also consider some of the very cheap ones that you can get at discounts. And in fact, here is actually a strategy where you can have the best of both worlds. I'm going to give you guys the sauce. So, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button if you're ready for this. Let's get those likes up, boys. It's completely free, supports the channel. Here we go. So, what I would personally recommend is to do both. Ladies and gentlemen. Hand select the top tier stickers you like and invest in them based on the demand strategy and your calculations and your application rate theory, and, you know, based off of what the community is liking, right? Go after those stickers, invest in those, and then in the meantime, set buy orders on the cheapest stickers and get them for below market. So your buy orders work passively for you on the very cheap ones, on the very cheap stickers, and and you are being active by buying the more expensive stickers with more demand. And that's how you do it. You pick a couple stickers that have high demand, pick a couple stickers that a lot of people are crafting with, you target those stickers actively, and passively, in the background, you go after the stickers that nobody's really talking about, and you slowly accumulate them using buy orders. I think that strategy will work, ladies and gentlemen. That should work. Hopefully you guys are finding value from that. Welcome to the stream. Let me pop out the chat just to say hello. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. Are you buying after the market dip? Let me know. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I just posted on X a very, very nice post. For those of you guys that missed out on the CS2 knives, the knife crash, what to do if you missed the market crash for CS2 knives. If you didn't buy the dip last week when everybody was panic selling and you're hoping for a second crash, you probably missed your chance to get a really, really nice knife. But there's a solution to that. I have a strategy to multiply your money. You can earn your dream knife. Here is my 7-step strategy. If you're interested in that, the link is in the chat. So please go and like that post. Go and give it some love. Give it some hearts, I should say, some bookmarks. Let's get those numbers up, boys. go on X and do your thing. But in any event, let's keep going. That is number 1 on my list. So number 1 are these stickers, right? I think that they are definitely underappreciated and undervalued. A lot of them are, so go after some of the cheaper ones. We'll do a little bit of Q&A at the end, so stick around for that. But now we're going to move on to number 2. These are investments that nobody's talking about. The next investment that nobody is talking about are old major stickers, and in particular, stickers and capsules. And what I mean by that is, I'm talking about Stockholm 2021 stickers and individual retired team logos. So I'll explain what I mean by that. Basically, you want to go after capsules that contain unique teams that are no longer competing in esports or in Counter-Strike, or fail to qualify for the upcoming Budapest Major, which will mean that they are going to be scarce. Scarcity. There's a scarcity factor to them, right? There's a niche factor to them, a collector's factor to them, right? So you want to go after those types of stickers. You want to go after those types of capsules. So how do you find them? Well, it's pretty simple. You just go and you search for different majors, and you go and you work your way backwards. You can start with Austin. You can start with Shanghai. But basically, like, you click, let's say you click Shanghai, and you look at Rare Atom. Is Rare Atom going to play at Budapest, chat? If you don't know the answer to that, you can just search it up. Is Rare Atom going to play at Budapest? You can search it on Google probably, and it'll tell you. Let's see if AI is smart. Yes, the Chinese organization Rare Atom is confirmed to participate in it. Is that true, chat? Definitely double check that. There's probably, let's see here. I guess what you can do is, let me see here. I guess the simpler way is to go to Budapest CS2 Major. I'll show you guys in a second. I just want to see where you can get the list of teams. You go to the Budapest Major, and you should be able to see all the teams that are participating. So you have Stage 3 invites, Stage 2 invites, and yeah, as you can see here, Rare Atom did make it. So you go after, yeah, Stage 1, Stage 2, and then Stage 3. So you go after the stickers that you do not see here, the logos that you do not see here. That would be the strategy. If there's a team that has a logo here, you probably should not invest in that sticker. Yeah, so that's what you do. So you look at these logos, and you start searching these older majors. So right off the bat, I can think of a couple that like comes to my mind, at least. I'm thinking about the Koi Hollow sticker from Copenhagen. That's the first one that comes to my mind. But there's other ones as well that you guys can list in the chat. I mean, you can list other ones as well. I mean, there's Ecstatic. Ecstatic. I forget how do you spell that? Ecstatic? With a C, I think. Ecstatic. Ecstatic stickers. There's also, I believe, 9 stickers. Let me see. 9 is an interesting one that you can go for. And we'll look at these stickers in a second, guys. We'll look at them in the capsules themselves. What are some other ones, guys? Let's see what chat is saying. Yeah, Ecstatic, 9. Are there any other ones? Fluxo could be interesting. Eternal Fire, absolutely Eternal Fire. Eternal Fire is a great one. Any other ones? I mean, this doesn't have to be a comprehensive list. 9Z. 9Z is on the list. Yep, definitely look at 9Z. And and yeah, like Saw. Yep, Saw stickers are good. Saw. And make your list, right? Make your list of teams, right? Make your list, guys. And then once you've made your list, start going through the old majors. Start going through the Steam market or wherever you buy your skins, and you start going after some of these. So you can do like this. You can just search for Koi sticker, and you go for Koi stickers, and you can see that they're only found in Copenhagen. They're found in Copenhagen as hollows, as remarkable glitters, as high grades, and you take a look at the Koi stickers. And what do? You start buying them. You know, take the money you would have spent in knives, chasing your dream knife, and put that money into something like the Koi Glitter, because we don't see too many glitters, or the Koi Hollow. If you can't afford the Koi Hollow, papers and glitters are fine. If you don't want to invest in individual stickers, you can just buy the underlying capsule. You can buy the Contenders capsule, and that should suffice as well, especially now since it's down 28% in a month. It is only flat for 3 months. So you want to buy when nobody is really buying, and you want to sell when everybody is buying. Does that make sense, chat? You buy when nobody's buying, and you sell when everybody is buying. I want to make that crystal clear for you guys. You want to buy when nobody is buying, and sell when everybody is buying, or when a lot of people are buying. If you follow that strategy, you will be you'll be well on your way to being a good investor. So that's what you want to do. You buy when nobody is buying and everybody's panicking and selling, and you sell when everybody is buying and nobody is really selling. The smart money is selling. The weak money and the weak investors are buying. So hopefully that makes sense. And you just do the same thing as I did. Follow the same strategy. Like, there's other stickers as well. You can do like 9, for example. 9 team stickers. They only played in Paris. Now, this is a very interesting example because Paris has such a bad connotation. They have so many, like, the supply is so large for Paris. You could, in theory, buy some of these stickers right now, even at current levels. If you look at the 6-month chart, it's actually up 100% in 6 months. 3 months, it's up 100%. So you're kind of late on it. You should have been buying these 9 stickers 3 months ago, but now isn't the worst time. It isn't the best time. So maybe don't look at 9, but just do an analysis. Like, keep going through your list, right? And by all means, like, this is not a comprehensive list. This is just an example of that. Let's see. Let's look at Eternal Fire, for example, because I do like Eternal Fire stickers. So you look at Eternal Fire. They've played for, Copenhagen, Antwerp. Yeah, Copenhagen and Antwerp. Both of them are borderless. Take a look at some of the glitters. The hollows are the most in demand. And take a look at the capsules that they're found in. Take a look at the Contenders capsule, for example. Let's look at the Contenders capsule from Antwerp. It's down 43%, chat. This would be a capsule that the lower it goes, the more I accumulate. So I'm actually going to put this on my list here because I do like this a lot, actually. So I'm going to do, like, for example, I like the way Eternal Fires look. And I believe in the borderless stickers and capsules. So I will buy Antwerp Contender sticker capsule the lower in price it goes. Nobody's really talking about these investments, but we are so close to Budapest such that, down 43%. Could we continue to go further down? Maybe. But I think now is a decent time to enter a position because we are down 43% and we are only up 28% in 3 months. We're going back to where we were, so you didn't miss anything. And I would just, the lower it goes, I'd be buying. So yeah, anytime you see down 7% in a week, down 43%, any like chart that goes like this on something that is rare, the supply isn't super high, it has complexity, it has 9Z, it has Eternal Fires, it has some interesting teams in here. I would be a buyer. And you just keep doing that for the other items. You do it for 9Z, you do it for SAW, you do it for Ecstatic, and you look at the capsules, you look at the teams, you look at the stickers, and you make your purchases that way. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. I really, really hope this makes sense. Let me know if it does. How you guys doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream, guys. Here's a bigger list from Mr. Gamer Index. You got Sharks, Outsiders, Copenhagen Flames, Into the Breach, Godsend. These are all valid stickers to be put on your list and to do some homework, some research into the capsules. Okay, we'll do Q&A in a second, guys. Please be patient. We will do Q&A in a second. Let me go on to the third item that is actually kind of contrarian. It's very interesting. Hopefully you guys are excited about this one. This one is not a lot of people are talking about this potential investment, so definitely get your pens and pencils out and make sure you guys vote in the poll what you guys are doing after the market dip. Looks like most of you guys are here for cases. Some of you guys are here for knives, stickers, play skins. But the item I'm about to talk about next, am I the only one redeeming fever cases? We'll talk about that in a second. Come back. Here's what I recommend. Number 3, and this is something very different, guys. Contrarian. Nobody's really talking about this idea. And I'm kind of excited to share it with you guys. So here we go. CS2 investments nobody's talking about. Number 3 are patches. Yes, I said it. Freaking patches, chat. Patches from Stockholm 2021 or plus Riptide patches. Why am I talking about patches? Why should you care about patches? Well, hear me out. The reason I'm talking about patches is because we have not seen new agent skins and collections since 2021. It's been quite a while, guys. It's been 4 years, basically, since we've had new agents. New agents will mean demand for patches will rise. Demand for patches will rise. Buying old patches, or better yet, patch packs from Stockholm, since it was the only major to have them, and you know, it is scarce and rare, could be a very smart, lucrative strategy. So what do I mean by that? Let's look at patches. Patch packs. Patch pack Stockholm. You got 2021 Challengers patch pack. Let me see here. Stockholm 2021 patch packs. Here we go. You got 3 patch packs. You got the Legends, you got the Challengers, you got the Contenders. They only did this for one major. So what you do is you take a look at the ones that, you know, you absolutely like. Go after, I mean, Legends are very cheap. Contenders seem to be the most expensive. You go after all 3. You go after the more expensive ones. It's up to you how you want to do it. But basically what you do is you go after the patches. As you can see, they're down 29% in a month. They're actually up in 3 months. So they've been running. Now they're consolidating. And I do expect them to continue running in the long run, especially if they add agents. If they add agents, these things are going to start exploding. When new agents come to the game, these patches should rise. Not just these patches. These are like collector's items, niche items for like teams and stuff. You can also take a look at Riptide patches as well. You do have my blessing on some of them. You do have to do your homework though, just to make sure you don't pay $300 for a frog. Maybe go after some of the cheaper ones. Some of like the high grade ones, like the Mad Sushi, or like just basically pick a theme. Pick a theme out of these that, you know, resonates with you. If you like sharks, go after Mealtime. But basically, yeah, patch packs and discontinued patches could be a good choice. Discontinued patches from Riptide, especially the cheaper ones nobody is talking about, could be lucrative in the next 6 to 12 months because of the possibility of new agents being introduced to the game. New agents get added to the game, demand for patches should rise, and you have these niche collector's items. I personally would go after the very, very cheap ones. I'm going to follow a strategy from the from my first point, which was the elemental stickers. You could do that same thing with patches, and you can do the same thing with Riptide patches. You go after, let's say you really like sushi, for example, and you go after this cute little sushi sticker, and you just buy a bunch of these. They're down 39%. This is the dip that you buy. Volume looks pretty good. It's down. You buy when people are selling. You sell when people are buying. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So those are some pretty interesting investments that nobody's talking about. Now let me go ahead and read some of the chat. Make sure you guys vote in the poll here. Hey Fano, I'm stuck with Paris capsules. I'm still holding. I would probably keep holding Paris. If I were you, I would keep holding Paris. Do not sell that yet, especially if you've held it for this long. And by the way, guys, this is not a comprehensive list. There's probably more like items that I haven't really talked about, but I'm open to doing some Q&A right now, and we can probably find them, you know? Ask me your questions, guys. Is that a hollow glitter? I'm assuming hollow, right? Hollows and glitters are fine too. What I just showed was a patch though, not a sticker. Hey Fano, what do you think about buying black tie gloves and waiting for them to be a higher price? Black ties are fine, but I do anticipate there to be gloves coming out soon in the next like 3-6 months or so. So maybe not. Maybe buying gloves is not the strategy. Bro, I'm going all in on armory skins. My logic is they are so new, so Valve must have a plan for them. That's a good strategy. I think armory will give you a good return. What about the sport and field collections? That's very valid. That's a valid strategy, but everybody's talking about them though. Like every investor knows to, you know, buy the sport and field. this video is mainly for people who want to go after, like, not so obvious investments. Investments that people don't generally think about when it comes to investing. I'll be honest with you, chat. I would avoid, like, okay, let me rephrase it. I wouldn't avoid Sport and Field. I would definitely buy Sport and Field and some of the cheaper ones in the collection. But I honestly think that the Train 2021 collection is very underrated. I don't think enough people are talking about Train 2021. It contains a very nice covert M4. It contains great Glock 18s with different phases and patterns. You know, it contains the Emerald Glock. USPS Whiteout is good. You got some decent pinks and purples and blues you can buy. So I really, really like this collection. I wouldn't only invest in it right now, but I would definitely start looking at some of the skins in the Train 2021 collection and like, make a note of it. Like, click on a skin and see its price. It's down 17% in a month. The lower it goes, the volume is looking good. You start stacking some of these, and I think in the next couple of years, these things will do very, very well. So I'm absolutely a believer in some of these skins that are just crashing down from Train. So Mac 10 Propaganda is a good one. Yep. USPS Whiteout. So take a look at these items. I think you'll do pretty well. Train 2021. Let me put it here for those of you that are interested in the notes. By the way, chat, this notepad file is going to be uploaded in my Discord server, so join the Discord server for free and like the video if you want this file with all my notes here. I always upload them after the live stream. Yeah, Train 2021 collection is at an attractive price right now. Not many people are talking about it, since most investors are focused on armory collections like Sport and Field. And don't get it twisted, guys. I still like Sport and Field. I still like the M4 Fade, and I like those skins in that collection as well. I just think that there's other pockets in the market to make money. Does that make sense, guys? What about agents? Should we sell agents now? Probably. I'd probably lock in some agent gains if you have them. Now, I would not sell your most expensive Sallys and your number Ks and your Bloody Darrow Miamis. Those I'd probably keep long-term as solid, like, just, you know, value plays. But I do think if you have, like, some of the cheaper not investments, but cheaper agents that not a lot of people are using or care, or not a lot of people like them, the ones that got pumped, basically, for no reason, right? Daryl got pumped because of a reason. Like, Daryl agents are good. What about Train 2025 industrials? You can invest in industrials. You can invest in the blues from Train. Just don't put a lot of money into them because you don't know if they're going to remain in the game for how long. There is a chance that they keep Train and they remove these two collections. So, honestly, the best strategy I have, if you guys are planning on doing that, I already made a post on it here on X a couple of weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it for you. The post was, let me see, it's actually been a month probably. It's an old post. Come on. Come on. I'll find it, chat, don't worry. Oh, I guess I already skipped it. Where are we? We are... There we go. My secret strategy that will make me thousands of dollars when it comes to the armory, which collection to buy. If you're interested in that, I have the link to it, and I'm going to paste it in the chat. Here is the X post where you guys can read about how to optimize your strategy when investing in collection weapon skins. If you want to pick the right skin in these three collections, what strategies I'm doing. So definitely make sure you guys go read that. I have a brand new X post that I highly recommend you guys read. If you missed the market crash for knives, what do you do? What are the next steps on how to make profit? Highly recommend you guys go and read that. I'm going to also spam the link in the chat as well. Give it a read, guys. Let me know if you agree, disagree. What are your investments? Pasting that right now. What about Austin sticker capsules? I like Austin. I'm going to hold on to my Austin stash going into Budapest. I'm hoping that that is a good investment. Austin is too risky, in my opinion. I would not be chasing it here. Especially some of the more expensive, like, hollows and stuff, I would not be chasing. What do you think about buying Shadow Daggers Autotronic for a resale? Flipping knives is risky, especially if you buy off third-party sites, so I would be cautious doing that. What are some other questions, guys? What are some good questions? Good morning, Fano. What do you think about investing in the Mac-10 Sakaku, which can be used to trade up to really hard float capped pinks? I actually haven't thought about that. Not a lot of people are talking about it. Let's do some digging here. Sakaku, you said, right? Mac-10 Sakaku could be used in trade-ups. It is from the Revolution case. So that's the one thing. It's from Revolution case, which, I mean, it was added in 2023. This case is probably not going anywhere. If you buy it now, as you can see, it actually is rising in 21% in a month. 7 days it's up 3. Like, it's an interesting idea, especially if you believe in the narrative of like trade-ups, like demand for trade-ups to continue, to have some follow-through. But the problem is, it's a pretty common skin to get by opening a Revolution case, so you got to be cautious there. You could get diluted as well, so it's not, in my opinion, it's not the best investment, but it's something interesting that you can definitely take a look at. Do you still redeem fever cases? That's a good question. Come back. Read my X post, bro. Read my X post. Everything is answered in my X post when it comes to my strategies on how to continue to grow my money. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I am still redeeming. What about buying a knife right now? Forget the knife. Forget the knife. If you missed out on buying a knife, if you're watching this stream and you have yet to buy a knife, read my X post, guys. I'm begging you to read it. It will give you some insight and strategies on how to, you know, where to go from here, because the answer is not chasing knives higher. Let me show you something real quick. Those of you that are asking about knives, you guys see this real quick? Look at this. Huntsman knife tiger tooth, ladies and gentlemen. Huntsman knife tiger tooth. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Hey Fano, do I buy now? 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 Boom! Hey Fano, do I buy now? No, you don't buy now. You buy here. You don't buy here. So long story short, if you miss the boat, boom, up here, like, you're not buying, you're doing something, like, you're doing something else right now. You're changing on your strategy. You're not buying at the highs, you're buying at the lows. How much money have you made from the crash? On paper, or like actually like selling and locking in gains? Because there's a difference. On paper, I am up from the bottom, but some items are down since I've, you know... Well, actually, no, that's not true. Most of my knives, I've had them for many, many years, so I don't think I'm down too much. But I'm down from the highs, that's for sure. On paper, at least. Anyways, what are some other questions? It's all about anticipation and predicting the market. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate the input, Fano. Of course, of course. My $800 butterfly knife got reversed. I rebought a new one during the dip today for $950. I'm already up 200, praying that this one doesn't get reverted. That's an unfortunate reality of using third-party market sites. Melop says, hello, Fano. Should I be selling gallery cases and investing in something else? I got my galleries for 70 euros. Here's the thing, Melop. If you're asking me whether or not to get out of gallery, you probably should get out of gallery. I'm not here to convince you one way or the other, my friend. My strategy for gallery is different from your strategy for gallery. Does that make sense? I'm investing in gallery as a long-term investor. You, on the other hand, may want to grow your inventory faster than me. Maybe you don't have as much money as me, and maybe you want more risk. I don't know exactly what you want, so I can't give you that sort of advice because there's just so many factors to this, right? Me personally, I'm holding. Why? Because I'm lazy and I already have a lot of money and I already have a lot of skins. I don't need the super fast growth. I'm already, you know, doing short-term investments elsewhere. So for me, gallery case is a long-term investment. For you, maybe it's not. Maybe you want the money faster. You've already doubled your money. You could probably sell half of your gallery position, most of your gallery position, keep a little bit on the side for long-term, and then the majority sell and use for short-term investments, newer investments. Does that make sense? For more growth. That would be my advice to you, but again, not financial advice. This is just purely, you know, what I do if I were in your shoes. Yeah. Hey Fano, I got a trade that got reversed on float, so I got refunded, but on Steam the trade has not been refunded. It is still pending trade. What is the real state of my trade, please? I'm not sure. You're gonna have to contact Valve for that. If it's a Steam trade, contact Steam support. What's a short-term investment that you would do? Short-term investment, guys, I've already posted that. It's on my X. For those of you interested in my short-term strategy for making investments, go read this X post. This is my strategy. It literally is what to do if you missed the CS2 market crash. If you missed the knives, if you didn't buy your favorite knife, if you missed it, read this X post. I posted it right before I went live. Highly recommend you go and read it. Go and read it. Is character stickers good to enter at current levels? Yes! Character stickers are interesting. Character craft stickers are definitely interesting, chat. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are, more popular than others. And some of them are just plain amazing. So go after ones like the ribbon tie, clown nose, the flex. Those are pretty good. Even tasty hollow, although it is kind of expensive. Maybe go after some of the cheaper ones that not a lot of people are talking about. But yeah, generally speaking, right now there is a lull where items are just being pushed lower, like prices are being pushed lower. So you want to be buying this weakness. You definitely want to be buying the weakness, guys. Now would be the time to start stocking up if you want to play this as a long-term investment. Yep. I like character stickers. I'm invested in character stickers. We got Ronnie with a tier 3. Shout out to you, Ronnie. Appreciate you, bro. Sergio says, hey, I just tuned in. What is the best investment right now, broski? Best investment right now is probably stickers, cases, capsules. Stickers, cases, capsules. Capsules from old majors that we talked about earlier in the stream. So if you missed that part, definitely rewind. Old major stickers and sticker capsules. I also think cases are pretty good too. I talked about some of my cases in the X post that I linked in the chat. Definitely go check that out. But then, I mean, there's just so many different items from the armory to choose from as well that are pretty good in the short term. Some of the armory weapons, the elemental stickers, even fever cases, charms. Nobody's really talking about charms. I think some of the charms that, are a little bit more expensive, harder to drop, come in different patterns. Those are pretty different colors. I think those are pretty underrated as well. What about the mustachio foil Arvids? I mean, I think all of them will rise, but some of them will rise more. So you're talking about the mustachio foil. It's the cheapest foil. Out of these three, it's the cheapest. So maybe what I'd recommend for you, if you're interested in it, is to use buy orders. So it's down 31%. That's really good. You want to try to get it even lower. So set a buy order for like 80 cents or lower and like see if it hits. I definitely wouldn't be chasing characters, but I would be using buy orders to accumulate them at low prices. So let me give you guys some more sauce here. So character craft stickers slowly accumulate over the next several weeks using buy orders to get them at below market values. So use buy orders when choosing your stickers, and don't buy them just directly off the market. I'm buying Rico Cases Fano. Is that a W or an L? That's a W. I think that's a W. What is your price target to sell on Dreams and Nightmares cases? DNN cases are interesting because we've never really had such a popular case that's like in the drop pool that's very expensive. So I actually don't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, in the Dreams and Nightmares right now is taking a hit, but I would say now is a good time to start buying, low-key. But let me see here. What's my price target? I'm going to use the Steam prices just because it's easier. But you can obviously, look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Was I right or was I right? Dreams and Nightmares, dump. Dump, ladies and gentlemen, dump. Was I right or was I right? Chat, I was right. It dumped after the week reset, and then boom, started absolutely taking off. These are the dips you want to buy. You want to buy these dips for these cases. Anytime you see these dips, you start buying. Anytime you see these dips, you start buying. You buy the dip, and you sell on the tops as it goes higher. I like Dreams and Nightmares. It's currently $2. If it gets removed in the next couple of months, maybe a year, it'll probably take no time at all to reach $3, $4, $5. I would probably start exiting my position after a 2 to 3x, but again, it's really hard to say because I'll definitely be keeping a lot of these cases, for the long run because, I mean, it's such a popular case. Such a popular case. It's been popular for years. Which third-party sites do you use? I use mainly CS Float. Gallery supply is slowly decreasing. That's a good sign. Yeah, it's a great sign for us gallery case investors. Hey, Fano, was the knife dip even real if all the sales are getting reverted? That's a good question. Yeah, valid question. They're I can't answer that question because some knives were traded, some knives were purchased off the Steam market. It's hard to say. What about fracture cases? Fractures are good. Snake bites are better. I think both are good, honestly. What's your Austin price target for Austin? So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Austin. I like Austin contenders the most because they contain 16 teams as opposed to the regular 8. So my price target for Austin contenders is pretty high. I'd probably start selling them in like the $2-3 range, but that's probably going to take a couple of years. Austin is an interesting one because like the supply isn't super high, but demand isn't there. There's only investor demand. Does that make sense, chat? You got to be careful with Austin here. Careful with Austin. With Austin capsules and stickers, a lot of investor and collector demand, but not a lot of retail common person demand for crafting using the Austin stickers compared to other majors like Antwerp or even Copenhagen. So you gotta be careful with Austin here. I like Austin long term, but it's not for the same reason I like Antwerp. Does that make sense? You got to be able to differentiate the two. In Steam, you cannot be reverted. Exactly. That's the beauty of using Steam. I sold half of my Antwerp capsules to buy gallery cases. Should I buy back in? Also sold some Stockholm capsules. I have 370 capsules, 500. Only you can answer that question, Gamer Index. I can't answer it for you. Like, it seems like you already have you still have a position in Antwerp and Stockholm, so I would probably keep it. You don't have to buy back in. There's other parts of the market that you can deploy new capital. I think if you want a safer investment, you do what you follow what I posted on X. I don't know if you had a chance to read it, Mr. Gamer Index, but here's my X post. Highly recommend you go read it. This is the strategy that I'm using. Follow steps 1 through 5, and I think that you'll do pretty well. Or pick whichever one makes more sense to you. I mean, you're the investor here, not me, so don't just blindly copy what I'm doing. I might just get into some elementals. Yep, make sure you get them at a low enough rate. If you came to my stream earlier, you would have had some good ideas as to which elemental stickers to buy. There's 2 strategies for elemental stickers. There's demand-based strategy and price-based strategy. So depending on what you prefer, that could also make you a lot of money. What are your thoughts on getting into some sapphire, rubies, and emerald knives? I like that personally, but it's I don't know, man. Like, knives aren't gonna make you rich, though. Knives are just gonna hold your value. Especially those higher end ones like the rubies, they're going to hold value better than some other knives. So I like that as a way to store value, but I don't like it as a way to like really grow value. Does that make sense? Grow your net worth. Why are you so happy about snakebite cases? There are many bad gloves in it. Very simple, Ronnie. It's because Cornpal likes them. I listen to my friends. I listen to my peers, my investor buddies, and if he likes them, I'm sure he knows why they're good. No, but just ask him. He can tell you. They have good coverts in there. Like the Trader and the Living Color are 2 very, very good coverts. The gloves, I mean, Snow Leopards and Nocts, those are pretty solid as well. And then just from a supply basis, it's a pretty old case. That was removed a while ago, and the supply is looking pretty nice. So I would be a collector on any dips. Anytime it starts dipping, which is right now, the lower it goes, the more I would probably accumulate. If you're a case investor, I think snake bites are pretty good. But if you want a more detailed explanation with more research, I'm sure Cornpal can answer that question for you. I'll try to get him on a future live stream soon. Will agent skins go up because it's the only factory... Wait, what? Will agent skin go up because it's the only factual non-trade-up items in the game? Agents historically have been rising and rising and rising, but in the next couple of weeks and updates, we may see new agents, which could cause some turbulence there. So you got to be careful with agents right now. What do you think about community stickers from the armory when the ROI is just 89%? So Valve could possibly remove them in the next armory update. Nah, I doubt it. Oh! Chat? 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 Did you guys notice anything different about what I'm seeing? Hello? Press 1 if you see it. Press 1 if you see something different. Something very, very notable. Do you guys see it? Who sees it? Who sees it, ladies and gentlemen? Who sees it? Something changed. Something changed between the last update. Something changed. Something changed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. All right. I'll share it with you guys if you don't know if you don't know. There's no longer new items. New items. New items. New items. Before we had purple text here that said new items, new items, new items, new items. The items are no longer new. The 25 community sugar face, missing link community charms, and these other community charms, like, they are no longer new, guys. There's no longer new items here. They removed the new. They removed the new, chat. That is huge. You know what that means? It means 10 days from now they remove this item. We might see a brand new case to be the next new item. Maybe we get a new case coming soon. And then eventually, I'm hoping, I'm praying, they start marking some of these older items to be removed. It means we're coming. This does not mean nothing. No. This does not mean nothing. It absolutely signals to me that in the next couple of weeks, they are going to mark something as last chance. They're potentially going to give us a new case. Like we've had with the Fever case, it was added during Gallery case. We're going to see Fever case being the same way. That is big, guys. That is huge. I'm very happy. Those of you that are saying it means nothing, that's a very ignorant take. Like, that is saying, like as an armory investor, you want to see new items disappear here, and you want to see the old items being recycled. So that means a lot, chat. That means a lot. Absolutely, that means a lot. Wow. I just now noticed it, by the way. These items are no longer new. So, you know, out with the old, in with the new. We might see a cobblestone collection or a cash collection added to the game. We could see a new case. Limited item is getting removed in 10 days. How many of you guys are going to buy the limited item? That's something that nobody's really talking about. Let's talk about it. Press 1 in the chat if you're thinking of buying a Solitude. M4A1S Solitude. Nobody is talking about it because limited edition items historically or thus far have not yielded good profits yet until they do. So, let's see. What is chat saying? Nope, too much. Solitude sucks. I got one for me, but only factory new ones are worth it. I think you're reading too much into it. I'm not reading too much into it. Absolutely not, my friend. Absolutely not. I've played this game long enough to know no, that is a good signal. They purposely got rid of this. That signals to me as an investor that these items are no longer new. We're going to get a new case soon. Some items are going to get marked as last chance. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, that's fine. Just be patient. It'll come. It will come. But yeah, Solitude, I would say, it's just buy one. Maybe buy one of each, like, I mean, they come in different, like, variations. You can buy a couple different variations, but I probably wouldn't invest a lot of money into them because, well, historically speaking, limited items haven't been the best investment. So this is more of like a speculative, you put like 1%, just a little bit of money into it just to see what happens. New stuff with Budapest. Budapest isn't going to be added into the armory, though. The armory is separate from Budapest, so no, I don't think this signals Budapest or anything. I'm still trying to extinguish my Desert Eagle heat-treated fire. I know, bro. I know, Zlay. So what that means is we need to stack stars. Exactly! Yes! Yes, Kisen! Yes! Thank you so much for bringing that up. Okay. Exactly. So that means if you're reading my strategy, you know what to do if you miss the market crash. If you missed it, this is what you do. Number 3, save stars as balance. If Valve adds a new case to the armory or new items to the armory, you'll be the first to be able to redeem them and you can sell them for max profits. Be the first people to sell. Absolutely. Start grinding those armory stars and getting an armory balance for a new item that could be added in the next couple of weeks. These items are no longer new, which means it's time to get rid of something in the armory and replace it with something new, most likely coming out in a couple of weeks. Start grinding, chat. Thank you, thank you. All right. You are too quiet, bro. Hello, Fano. I have a buff account, but I don't know how to deposit, set buy orders. Do you know how? You need to have a Chinese ID, and you need to have a bank account in China to be able to deposit. Hey, Fano, would you recommend going full into Dreams and Nightmares case, or should I spread it into other cases? If yes, what case? Patrick, did you read my X post? Did you read my X post, my friend? It says that in my X post. If you're looking for case ideas, case investing ideas, read the X post, guys. Read this post, please. Please read. Please read. New armory items maybe after a year. That's not going to happen. We're not getting new armory items after a year. Very unlikely that they do that. Does float require KYC to sell? I think it requires if you want to deposit large sums of money, and if you want to withdraw, you probably need to like fill out KYC. Should I buy a field-tested Be the Monster now or wait? I would probably buy it now. Don't wait after the, don't wait after it gets marked as last chance. It's the new year, Fano, not after a year. I mean, the new year is in, what, 2 months? So, I guess you could be right, or maybe you could be wrong. You never know. It could happen earlier. There's nothing stopping it from happening earlier. Any other questions, guys? What is your favorite knife in CS? I like butterfly knives. I think butterflies are my favorite knife. Butterfly fades and Dopplers and emeralds. Those are pretty good. Discontinued cases are a good long-term bet. I'm gonna have a piece on discontinued cases coming out soon on X, so I think cases have a good risk-reward, but it's... like, I wouldn't go all in on cases if I were you. I think being a case investor right now is definitely riskier than it was a year ago. Let me repeat myself, guys. Being a case investor today is riskier than it was a year ago, and I'll explain what I mean in a future X post. So definitely follow me on X, Fano CSGO on X, if you want to learn about that. And go check out this post if you're new here, guys. Let's get some engagements on this post. Go in here, give it a like, give it a bookmark, read it, see if it makes sense to you. Criticize it, give me better ideas, I don't know. Is the Op Prince a good long-term investment? Yep, that's why I have it. That is why I have it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm holding on to it. Valve are lazy and they have major stickers coming up. I don't think they will want to work for at least 2 months after stickers. You think Valve are the ones making those stickers, though? You think Valve are working super hard to add new stickers for Budapest? Heck no. Nope. Nope. Mr. Bug Prince Kappa, I do like the Bug Prince Kappa. Look at what skins are in the cases right now. What reds are people trading up, etc. I mean, yeah, but everybody's talking about them. Look at this. Like, it's no surprise. Like, it's the common culprits. Like, you go on the Steam market, go on the front page, you'll see what people are crafting. Look at this. Every dip gets bought back up. Every dip gets bought back up, and it's just getting pumped higher and higher. This was the... So let me just show you real quick. This dip right here was the dip for, when the first Starlight Protectors became tradable. The first investors that bought before the update, or during the update, started not panic selling, but started selling and locking in their gains. This was the first tradable ones, and then this is the second tradable ones on October 31st. 30th, 31st, right? The first batch, second batch. And then, the demand has, the buyers and the bulls stepped in and pumped it higher. That's crazy, man. I genuinely don't know how long these covert hysteria, this covert demand is gonna last. I don't know. I don't know, but I want nothing to do with it. I want to go after cases. I want to go after armory items. I want to go after just other stuff. Look at this. The fever case went all the way down to 92 cents on the Steam market. That is very, very nice. The lower you can get this case, the better. So, we'll see, guys. We'll see. Darius, thank you so much for the €2 donation, bro. Appreciate you. Check investments tab in your Discord and read it. Let me see here. Investments tab. Check investments tab and read it. Okay. Let's see here. What is this? It is a good time for investing. Technical indicators. Have been trading stocks for a while now, and CS is the only game I've ever enjoyed to play and follow along content creators pro scene. Also, markets. Wanted to jump in years, but seeing this will be an experiment. Just like 1K budget to see what happens in 6 months. Okay, don't expect any more meaningful crashes either. Starting from yesterday, you have like a week to double your cash if you're smart. After that, it's going to be slow and painful road back, but a slow road back is nicer than no road. Ask crypto, okay, investors, okay, bro. The fact that knives are tradable in long run doesn't mean anything. For discontinued item prices, for them to go up, for discontinued items, prices will go up for whole collections. Also, the specific knives in cases with low supply. Same with collections and now probably Genesis. Okay. I don't even see why this crash happened. They wanted to push terminals out. That was the only option. Hope if the YouTuber dude sees this, he could educate people better. This is not a server, just meant to send it. I'm not sure what you mean, though. You are saying they made knives tradable to make terminals drop. Drops the new content main delivery system. That's what I got out of it. Yeah, what I got out of it. Hard to say, Darius. Hard to say. What do you mean by this? Like, could you elaborate what exactly you're looking for here? Coverts are way too cheap, in my opinion, and knives are way too cheap. Everything is way too cheap. What about charms? Charms are good. I think certain charms from the armory are good. Some certain ones, like, if you go after charms, go after, like, Missing Link, and, potentially some of, like, the more popular... These three here, I'm personally really, really buying. But yeah, Darius, could you elaborate what you mean, my guy? What do you mean? Should I wait for best prices for the butterfly low-tier knives, or should I buy them today? No. Martins, no. You missed out on butterflies, my friend. You either inject more cash, more money, and buy them, or just take that money and move it elsewhere. I gave you an X post this morning, what to do if you miss the market crash for CS2 knives. Highly recommend you read it. These are the next steps you can take to, you know, hopefully eventually get your knife. But yeah, I would say that's your strategy, Martin. Read this and see if it makes sense to you. Fano, my goat, what's up? Larksy, how you doing, bro? What do you think is what do you think the chance is that you get reversed on buff? Pretty high, especially if you made a lot of profit from buff. Many countries are creating anti-loot laws. I don't think investing in cases is the best option either. That's why you don't go all in on cases. You diversify outside of just cases. So what you're saying is, if you have a bunch of trade-upable coverts we need to hold, honestly, only you can decide how many of them to hold. I'm not here to tell you to sell. I'm not here to tell you to buy. I'm just here to tell you that you should probably be mindful of the regulatory environment for a lot of these cases, and you should probably not put all of your money in cases. That's probably the smart thing to do, if that makes sense. Let me know what your opinion is about agents. Now that brokies can buy skins too, there must be more people buying complementary agents. I like that, Larksy. I like that. Buying agents, buy the higher tier agents. Sell the lower tier agents and buy the higher tiers. This is what I would recommend. Sell lower tiers for newer investments that I listed out earlier in the stream, and keep/buy the higher tier agent dip. So, for example, Miami Darryl's, I think, will be very popular. Number K's will continue to be popular. Getaway Sally's are going to be popular. So, buy the dip on some of the higher tier ones and sell the lower tier ones. The lower tier ones have made people money, but they're not going to continue to make you as much money if we get diluted with new agents. Does that make sense? Why higher tiers? Because there's demand. Higher tiers because of demand. Demand will hold up better for these better looking agents when newer agents enter circulation. When newer agents enter the market, these higher tier ones will also dip a little, but over the long run, these items are scarce. These items will still have demand, will still have people interested in them, and they should continue to go higher. So I want to keep the rare demand ones, and I want to sell the lower, cheaper ones that aren't going to have as much demand, or don't have as much demand. Does that make sense? Fano, don't ignore me. I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying to read everyone. Hey, Fano, I got a M4 Solitude. It's a special 354 pattern. Can you check the float if it's any good and how many Solitudes there are, whether it is a bargain or not? Alright, hold on. Hold on to your horses. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Things I do for my viewers. The things I do for you guys. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Solitude. What is it? 354? Solitude. 354. Search. There's about 586 of them, and yours is, I believe you said minimal wear, so 0.07. Well, let's just do minimal wear. Let's do minimal wears. There's about 146 of them. Lowest flow is here. A couple of them are being sold for 76 bucks. Some of them, I mean, there's just, yeah, there's a wide variety of these. My recommendation is to keep them, and hopefully Valve ends up doing something with these limited edition collections and items. But yeah, this particular pattern, I guess it's a white pattern. There's a lot of clouds and white. I like it. It's cool, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't be buying hand over fist. Imagine they add agent trade-ups in the future, bro. Agent trade-ups, they can't do that because the reason they can't do that is because agents are like, they're not deflationary, but like they're not inflationary. They can only do trade-ups on items that inflate. They can't do items that the supply is fixed. Like agents, the supply is fixed. Like the amount of Daryls never increases. It always stays constant. So like you can't burn it because there's no inflation. You know, with skins and coverts, you can unbox new skins, right? You can buy them from terminals. Well, not yet, but you get where Valve is you know, going. Agents are within the 2K limit, so they don't really care. True. How would you spend 40 armory stars right now? Probably just fever cases. Fever cases would be my best bet. And then maybe keep some. Don't sell all, don't spend all of them. I would not be spending all of my armory stars because there's a good chance that we do get a new case pretty soon. Can you watch my trade up on stream? I tried linking it before. Post it in Discord. Post it in the Discord. We can watch it. Post it in the Discord server. Can watch it there. Any other questions, guys? We've already been streaming for an hour. I don't want to make this super long. Any last-minute questions? I already gave you guys the content when it comes to the hidden CS2 investments that nobody's talking about. But if you guys have any last-minute questions, now is the time to ask them. Do not... what's the Discord? ! Discord if you want to post it. Swing trading fever cases right now really doesn't sound too bad. I know, bro. I know. I noticed that the prices have been going down. On a lot of them, actually. Like, if you look at the fever cases, these things have been crashing. Buying this dip, look, it's down 27% in a month. You want to buy this dip. Next time it goes back up, you can sell. So, I like fever cases, I do. And I'm accumulating. I am accumulating them. Do you think the M4 Fade is still good? Yes, I think M4 Fade will be a solid investment over the next couple of days. Or, sorry, next couple of weeks. As soon as it gets marked, people are going to start scrambling. Do you like the butterfly freehand? It's okay. It comes in different patterns. Not a lot of people are buying it, though. Do you post, can you post the notepad in the Discord? Yes, the notepad file from today's, stream will be posted. Fever case or elemental stickers for short term? Both. I'm doing both, the Gamer Index. If I had to only pick one, I'd probably pick elemental stickers in the short term. Just because there's fewer of them, and it's just, I don't know. There's just a lot of different, there's a lot of different stickers. Can you watch the video before I go offline? Where did you post it? You posted in the general, my friend. Not the place to post it, but I guess. How long is this video? I would, but it says video unavailable. The video contains content from UMG who has blocked it. Okay. What's your favorite elemental stickers? Favorite elemental stickers? Favorite elemental stickers. That's a good question. I already talked about it. There's two strategies with elemental stickers. There's the demand strategy, and then there's the price strategy. You gotta pick which one you want to go. You could do both. You could do either or. But yeah, I would say if you're asking about demand, it's high heat. It's these foils with the lightning strikes, like the bolt charge, very, very popular. But just because it has demand doesn't necessarily mean you should honestly go for it, because there's other ones as well. So, why are Paris capsules not going up? You didn't invest, Fano? Not Paris. I'm staying away from Paris, personally. Are you ready for the huge market crash tomorrow where there's going to be a bunch of ceramics for 50 bucks? Ha! I wish. I wish. What do you think about DreamHack 14 hollow foil capsule? I'm still holding 14 of them, 15 of them. Keep holding them, bro. Keep holding them. But definitely start offloading some of them if they start stonking. If they go higher, I would start selling. I just got a trade reversal on float. As the money there is not from any sale, I'm stuck buying only there. Okay, I really can't transfer to buff. Should I buy today or should I wait for tomorrow? I have $350. Start buying and nibbling on some cases, stickers, and capsules. Stop wasting your time with knives, bro. Like, stop chasing knives, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to get rich off of knives. If you want to get rich, if you want to turn that $550 into something better so you can, excuse me, so you can buy a better knife, read this X post. What to do if you missed the market crash. Like, everyone is buying knives right now. That generally means you should not be buying knives right now. When everybody's buying something, that is where you do not focus your attention. That is where you sell. If everyone's buying, you start selling. Buy where there's no fish right now, and then sell when the fish come to you. Does that make sense? Like, don't be chasing knives right now, bro. You missed your chance. You should have been chasing knives a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, when prices were absolutely crashing and nobody wanted to invest. Okay. Anyways, guys, I think that's a good enough place to end the live stream today. Thank you so much for everyone who came out. This was a W stream, guys. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, like the stream, helps out the channel grow. Subscribe if you're new here. Tons of new videos and live streams are coming soon. And yeah, we're going to make a lot of money, chat. Next couple of weeks, it's going to be exciting. Budapest is coming out, new major stickers. We're potentially going to see a new case added to the armory. Yeah, exciting times ahead. So subscribe if you want to be in on all of that. Get my inside takes. Follow me on X, guys, on Twitter, because that's where I'll be posting different strategies behind the scenes. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Happy investing, everybody. Thanks for watching.